look at you like a circus animal or a monkey, a gorilla, you know, a bonobo.
No, that's how you look at black.
I want to see what will happen if I toss a banana at you. You'll probably suck on it like innocent.
Oh, shit! No, that ain't no good, man.
It's just still my homie, but I mean, that don't matter. If you're scared to hear it,
that's pissing me off. I don't like that.
Hey, you know she down.
Oh, shout out to this. What's up? You know, I'm just talking shit to this bitch. This Jamaican monkey species.
Watch your mouth.
You're a monkey.
Is that all you got?
Conversation with them, and we were able to pass that legislation even though some of this out
You are a chip. You are like a new species. You are a new species bred out of like. You're a new species of monkey that's found in the Caribbean. You are that new species. You're a tailless monkey. That's what you are.
Where you from? Knuckles can't get on a flight, so damn, that's why y'all can't take each other dicks. Okay.
Hey, what the fuck? I ain't no faggot.
Y'all do it virtually.
I'm not no faggot. What the fuck? How are you involved in this shit?
Y'all don't understand. Like, she's talking all this. She looks like a monkey. Like literally.
What does that mean? She's a drunk bitch, man. Shut the fuck up.
She looks like a fucking chimp.
That's the most black nigga, man. Let me shut up.
That's most black women.
I say, oh, God.
tell me that
Republicans
don't get along.
My mom's not black. My mom's not black. She's African. My mom's not black. She's African.
Your mother is still
How's my family broken?
Your mother is still working. She's still working her own
working her. My dad's a doctor. How are they broke? How did they end up broke? How is that? My dad's a doctor and my mom's works for the IRS. That's broke. That's broke.
Doctor don't mean shit when you got.
I know, but they make good money. A doctor starting to make. If you're a specialized doctor, you're starting out $250,000 a year.
Okay, what does your father do?
My dad's a doctor.
He's a family med doctor.
Orthopedic surgeon.
Shut up. No, you're not.
Orthopedic surgeon. He's specialist.
Then retire.
Any doctor starting out makes $250,000 a year. Any doctor, they have to pay a doctor a certain amount. That's my drill mind. You gotta make $250,000 a year. Any doctor, you have to make $250,000 a year. They have to pay you because you're cutting people open. You're doing surgery on people. You're getting paid to do it. You have to get paid that much, stupid bitch. You are a retard.
I don't like that for y'all.
Doctor has to make that much.
I don't like that for y'all. Why is your mother still
going to that Ferrari? My dad had a Jaguar, goddammit.
Why is your mother still going to that tired-ass government job then?
That job pays 6 figures.
She needs
a job that pays 6 figures after.
She can't retire yet.
And she people. What do you thought she's a boss?
She can't retire yet.
She can retire when she wants to.
She's old soon. It don't seem like it.
She's a boss. She's working for me.
Something to relook at. Like, you don't want people in universities to start thinking Islam is bad. I don't want this. No. So yeah.
Situational awareness now, like what's going on in the world. I feel like everybody's like doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Right now, just especially in Iran, and then a little bit in the States.
I think in general, we really don't know the workings. We've gotten smart enough with pattern recognition, so we know like the gist of how like systems work, political systems, etc., etc. But we don't know the inside details anymore. As much as we have such easy access to so much information, so much of visuals.
Maybe it's faster than before, but we don't.
Feels like it.
It feels like it, but it's true that we can't really put a hand on what is going on, because we were talking about this on the other room about AI and what was the name general AI, right? Where it could know you better than it could know your patterns better than you know them, right?
Oh yeah.
It's learning about you, how you think, and so on and so forth, and how social media could even be seen as a form of modern sorcery, as we're
Yes, it is.
Hey, I mean, this is Black. Put me in your queue. Thank you, Black.
yeah, pumping massive emotions and just influencing people left and right, and
Yeah.
it's crazy, man.
See, what you fail to understand is people think that AI is alive, or it is, people are it's not. It's the way in which we interact with it, the way we respond to it. It's not it's synthetic. So it's superficial, and it's actually mimicking us, meaning that most of us are all superficial. And so there's nothing new under the sun. It's a new form of spam or clickbait. That's all it is.
Right. No, but it is a new form, and I agree with you 100%, Black. It is like a mirror, but it's slightly it slightly exaggerates our form, so it does bring out the worst in us.
Yeah, and it's especially if there's if now government people, if the government is using it to understand better its people, it's interesting.
It's bringing out the worst in us. Have you ever heard these losers? Don't debate me. Debate ChatGPT. These people can't have original thoughts anymore because they're relying on a superficial text bot, which is biased and politically leaning left. So that books are our only salvation. And if you think that only one book is your salvation, then you're a schmuck. Yeah. It's
Black, you're right. It's the erasure of our ability to really concentrate, and then have we defer our learning systems to being referential. Like, what do you think of this? Doesn't matter what I think. Just let me refer you over here. How the long-term effects of that, I don't know. Right? We may have less fixed opinions. I can imagine, like you're saying, Black, I like history, right? So yeah, I will at the very least listen to long-form history textbooks, and because I have that, I'm not going to say large volume, deep amounts of understanding of history, but I have a little history in there. And so if someone comes along and tries to convince me of something that's completely bullshit, at least have that sort of depth to draw from. But if all people are ever doing is referring you to very shallow articles that hardly touch on a subject, then I would have to assume that people will generally become more gullible, I guess. Would you say that? People already are gullible. 80% of the population is completely brainwashed.
Yeah, I was thinking this yesterday. I think the relevancy of philosophy as a subject, to know how to think critically and ask the right questions, in our time now, it's much more important than it's really important. I see the importance.
Yeah.
It's a question of priorities.
You can use AI in a better way.
It's a question of what's necessary and unnecessary. For example, I just came back from a political debate. One of the candidates says, vote for me. I'm the first trans gay black man, and I'll be the first in Congress. And I'm thinking, we need to study ethics, morals, and virtues. It's a very difficult topic to study. But if you think I should vote for you because you're a gay black trans man who wants to make history, that's not the basis of anyone voting for you. So we just live in this very superficial, highly politicized clickbait world where we're doing it to ourselves and to other people nonstop.
Right. I think the unsaid thing there is that this person's saying, okay, I'm a gay, trans, whatever, blah, 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 X, Y, and Z. Therefore, I possess a certain point of view. Well, that's inherently, racist in itself. If you say, okay, my appearance or the way I grew up absolutely confirms who I am as an adult, well, then you're a very simple person, right? Because there's plenty of people that grew up, for example, maybe as, they might have been grown up as, I don't know, Jehovah's Witnesses, right? And by the time they're 30, they may have completely changed their mind and become new people. So what this person, this candidate was saying, Black, is like, oh yeah, my appearance and where I grew up necessitates my identity within and without, and that's a very shallow look at the human spirit, I feel. All of us could take on a multiplicity of identities, and I just to say, oh, there's an artist, she's Persian, so she must have these specific opinions about everything. Come on.
See, Narcissus hates Zionists, but she hates the regime. She's stuck in a conundrum, a paradox.
I just hate wrongdoing. I love right doing, and I hate I denounce wrongdoing.
Yeah.
So I don't put identities or titles on them.
Yeah, neither do I. I'm on team pro humanity.
It's just not true.
I don't care.
You will pick a side in the end where eventually you will recognize that one of the sides is so clownish and so childish and immature, they can't be trusted to lead. And this is the thing about we the people. We the people are dangerous because of herd psychology. Unfortunately, herd psychology is exactly what you guys just repeated, which is I don't like sides or giving opinions or voting. I just want people to do good. Well, there's fraud everywhere. Nick Shirley from YouTube has opened up the gates of hell with the fraud that's happening. In America, Medicare, Medicaid fraud is, $100 billion plus a year. That's a lot of money, and that's just one program. So fraud is an epidemic. We live in a clown world syndicate. People are getting away with murder. There is no capital punishment. We're all taxed to death working for cities and paying our property taxes, so 60% of it can go to Marxist teachers. We live in an effing clown world, and it wouldn't surprise me if Trump burns the whole fucking thing to the ground because it deserves to be burned to the fucking ground.
You went a bit far and extreme, but he did say things that make sense, kind of. Like, the idea would be to propose a healthy solution, right? To be a reformist, but towards peace, not kind of freaking collapse everything, the whole system down. And I know that's not what you said, but I'm just saying, like, if there was to approach, blood is not the way.
Yeah, and there is an escape from that, Black. If you hold universal values, you can escape yourself from that crap. If you say to yourself, I don't care who's doing the killing.
Yeah.
If it's my side that's doing the killing, then I'm no longer on my side. If it's their side that's doing the killing, then they're wrong. If it's pretty simple. It's easy enough to be on team humanity, basically.
Exactly.
No way, team family.
What you have to be willing. No, but what you have to be willing to do. And this is one of the hardest
Team
things.
humanity is an illusion. There's only the family and your country, and all of us are competing against each other and the world. And your delusion is that the family is to me, the family is the ultimate symbol. Why do you think they call it the nuclear family? It's a powerful symbol. It's the atom.
Well, I get a lot of people. I get that a lot of people think that way. A lot of people
We call
think
it a
that way.
nuclear family because it's small.
Yeah, a lot of people think that way.
That's your small mind thinking so.
But what I'm saying is you have to
I'm sure he doesn't believe this for
personal responsibility.
Actually believes
Ladies and gentlemen, it's personal responsibility at the personal, to the family, to the nation, to the world, meaning that we do live and die by borders, and we live in a global competition of communities, and these communities are willing to kill each other for supremacy, and it's an unfortunate fact. But if you don't live in reality, I'm just here to try to tell you, you can know the truth and have an accurate conversation that accurately diagnoses the environment, which is all these conversations are just disagreements over who's more accurate and who's less accurate. I think I'm pretty accurate, but I'm also a comedian, I'm also a philosopher, a magician, a politician, and I just hope everybody has a great new year. But don't waste your time on this app. Read a book. Come on here and read a book. Don't just run your mouth all day long.
Says the person on the app.
It says the person on the app who reads effing books. I read a book with a meme.
I would grant him what he said is based, kind of. No, because there's the micro level for sure. No, he's realist. There's the micro level and then society. So, no, I see what he's doing for sure. I agree.
Well, that is how
just nonsense.
that is how the world
Nonsense.
works. That is
Just
how the world works. However,
Nonsense clown.
there is room for idealists. So, and I would also argue that the whole family and identity thing is very flux. Your ideas. Yeah, it's malleable. It's malleable. Even people within very, very small, tight groups of folks, they have their disagreements amongst one another. So.
You can live in a family and be a stranger and alien.
Now, understanding how the world works realistically doesn't mean that you cannot see that you cannot act on the social level, even if you're bounded to your family level. I don't know how to say this, but yeah, I think that's how it.
You don't have to follow everything your mom says. If your mom's like, hey, you have to marry a Muslim girl no matter what, blah, 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 you might feel like, oh, yeah, I should, but hey, you know what? This girl over here, she's a nice lady, and she's a good person and godly in her own way, and then, your parents will be like, oh, maybe she's okay, and little by little, things change, but there's always room for disagreement.
None of us, neither my siblings nor I, married women Persian. None of us married Persian.
I'm married to a Japanese. So.
My sister married to a German. My brother to a Spanish girl. I married an American. So, none of us.
Ultimately, each person has to do what's right for himself, and sometimes that coincides with what the family wants, and sometimes it doesn't. That's part of the struggle of life, right?
Yes.
Hey, how's everybody doing?
Alhamdulillah. Thanks. What about you?
I'm doing good. Man, what happened? What happened, man? What happened yesterday, man? Dude kept taking me out, man.
Oh yeah. Was I still in the room, or I don't remember?
Yeah, when you was in the room, remember how I kept trying to talk and kept taking me out for some reason? I'm like, at least explain to me, bro, what I'm doing wrong, man. You know what I mean?
Did I left or
that's
still
the
there?
thing. The act does that sometimes has. And that means defense. If you could come back, then he didn't kick you out, obviously.
No, he brought me, he took me to the audience.
Why
And
did you do that,
And then he brought me back up.
Remember.
No, it wasn't him. I don't think it was. I don't know if it was him. But somebody brought me.
No, we had a discussion. We had a discussion, me and you. Why would I do that?
No, it wasn't you. I'm saying you was in the room. I didn't say it was you that did it. I said he was in the room.
I remember I slept. So I had my phone and I just slept. Was I talking or not?
Yeah, no, you was talking, but
Okay.
so
I don't remember.
so basically he took me down to the audience, and then
Who's he? What's his name?
you know you can't tell who takes you down to the audience.
No, I'm saying like I was a mod, and who was with me?
It was like 4 mods. You, some other guy. I think his name was D. It starts with a D, Dion or something. So,
Because I know there was a room open. I just slept. So
yeah, I don't know, but he took me down to the audience, and then I came back up, and as soon as I came back up, then everybody was talking. Then as soon as I started talking, he took me back down. Then I was like, man, at least tell me what I did. I was writing over there, like, at least tell me what I did wrong, because everybody was speaking at the time. So, and then after that, he just kicked me out the whole room. Then I couldn't come back in. I just didn't understand, like, what did I do wrong? That's why I was asking you. I thought you like, what did I do wrong? You know what I mean?
I would have about it. He might just have been having a bad day.
Yeah, I mean,
Have you read the 4 agreements, bro? It's not you. People are reacting to their own emotions.
yeah, no,
If he
I
did something
understand, like,
wrong, it's his obligation to let you know what it is. Otherwise, you don't have to worry about it.
yeah, no, I just didn't understand, like, you know what I mean? That's
You know, Haas, most people get kicked from a room because they're talking. But when you can start getting kicked from rooms without ever saying a word, now you know you're onto something.
no, I was saying something though.
It happens all the time. People make
Yeah.
mistakes. People get angry. You know, it's just whatever.
Yeah, I mean that's why one thing, like when I come on this app, like I don't take like me personally, I don't take anything
the only
personal.
person I remember that I dropped yesterday was Euro. Unfortunately,
How dare you?
we had a like a.
Yours is called on his own right.
When did you drop me? I don't remember you dropping.
I think I did. No.
Well, maybe I don't remember.
No, you just lied to your own.
Yeah,
I didn't lie. No. We had a back and forth, and then
we had a back and forth, and I left because you were being mod privileges, and so I left.
so I just wanted to drop you down because you didn't let me finish my sentence, and
I
I
did. I
wanted to bring you back, and then
you talked so many times without any interruption from me, and what happened was every time I spoke, I was getting interrupted by 3 or 4 people each and every time. So I finally said, look, if you guys don't want me to talk, I'll just leave. And that's what I did. And I'd already heard your point, like, probably 4 or 5 times. You just kept repeating it.
it was repetitive. But,
Yeah, exactly.
Anyways, man, I'm sorry if I hope we're on a good term.
It didn't affect me. That's why I left, because I didn't want to hear it again. And then I came back when I knew you were finished, because you wanted to let the room know you were right or whatever you were trying to do. No, I didn't have any issue.
No, I
with
didn't
that.
actually. I didn't. It's just we were having
Who
some.
were you
What
talking
was the
to?
topic? 4 women, 1 man versus 1 man, 4 women.
No, that's I don't want to rehash this.
Yeah, I know, but that was the topic if I remember. But
No, that wasn't the topic.
yeah, it was.
Okay, whatever.
Anyways,
The point was trying to explanations to me is that hey, let's just drop it because there's a misunderstanding between the two of you. Let's do that.
A point of order, moderator. No need to bring in old drama. Let's have new business. I have a question regarding the title. What is the economic business philosophy of Yahweh or God? Meaning that I'm a libertarian. I think small governance is the optimal way to run a society. I think big government produces nothing but big problems, and small government produces nothing but small problems. The producers and the taxpayers and the workers, that's the natural environment. And an efficient government is the same thing as running an efficient business. So what's God's economic philosophy? Because I would say what I just told you with regards to libertarian values or economic or business philosophy, that's frugality and moderation, which is what God's all about. No waste. And unfortunately, we all know we have tremendous fraud and waste and abuse. But I'm just saying, who here thinks that God is also, practices frugality and moderation?
it's a really smart question. No, because I understood what he's trying to, like what he said actually. I understand it, but
Can you restate the question?
yeah. So he's saying, what's the? From what I understood, right? Correct me, Black, if I'm wrong. How, basically, in simple terms, how does God's impact or authority, like, appears in the world, right? And what are the systems that represents that, right? So, for example, a mosque would be a local, like a local quote unquote business of the enterprise of Islam, right? And let's say if you have the councils of Sunni Islam, that represents like let's say the quarter that's like higher in status, because that they discuss the laws and the fatwas and so on and so forth. So, and let's say on the top of the hierarchy you would have, which we don't have today, you would have like a khalifa, right? The caliph, or the king philosopher, in a sense, the one who is elected by the Muslims. So was that the question you were asking? What's the
philosopher king is a Platonian concept. This is not a Sunni Islam concept. There's the preview for it. Basically, what Black was saying was,
no. So Nargis, I just want to say this, right? A philosopher king, right? In the sense that he knows how to ponder upon the truth of the world, and he deserves to be in power. Basically, that's the same thing. You could say it's a one-on-one between what Plato described and what Islam preach, right? So
philosopher king is from the Republic, which is a book written by Plato, and I highly suggest you read it. The system is called democracy. Okay, then you read the Republic?
Yes, back in college.
Okay, so I mean, the system he's introducing is nuocracy, whereas most traditional systems operate on theocracy. Going back to Black's question, if you don't mind, I mean, he's saying like most systems that are economic exercise economically like beneficial, exercise a no waste, frugal system, right? In which like things are balanced in a sense. So this would be like true to the human systems. So for like for best like productivity. So what is God's economic system? He's saying, what's the exchange there? What's the best system of God?
No, but you completely dismissed my answer, but you didn't try to understand what I meant. So I literally laid it out.
Yes, the Euro asks you for
so
what?
So we don't have like an economy per se. It's not literal. Right? The economy is just the body of the believers. They need to abide by certain rules. And they need to connect themselves.
Point of order, moderator. Narges, I don't give you permission to use my PTR. It's copyrighted. Please remove it.
This is not your PTR. I introduced you to the freedom principle. And plus, yours is not my PTR.
Wait, I want to hear if, like, Black, did you, so can you comment on what we...
Yeah, I know neither of you are native speakers, so my question was long-winded, but I'm just trying to say that a natural economy is efficient and frugal and practices moderation, frugality, basically the way that most people live their lives, which is very efficiently. It's not all based on surplus, extravagance, buying the latest SUV. It's just based on basic needs, going from point A to point B without all the luxury and waste. Because if everybody lived that way, there would be more of a unitarian redistribution. More people would have a certain standard of living or a class. And so I'm just saying, God, there's two ways to look at it, either extravagance or frugality. And to me, the philosophy that you read in sacred literature always tends towards frugality and not towards excess and waste and luxury. So, there's probably a center path, which is a mix of the two, and that's, the good life. Because life is not all just luxury and doing good deeds, because people have terrible tragedy in their lives. And they don't even, anyways, I'm getting off a tangent. I'm just saying that if we were to look at the sacred texts, whether it's Torah or Talmud or Kabbalah or Quran or whatever sacred textbook you want, you can ultimately derive an economic, fiscal, financial policy for governance.
Okay, and that okay, so that was my issue. I thought you didn't say it in the literal sense. I thought you were saying it like as the currency would be like some metaphorical prayers, for example, for the business, like true bringing on true believers. But we do have like the concept of the zakat, right? So yeah, like we think the resource are they're there, and if anyone just like give charity, we would have no poor people. Actually, does that answer the question or not? Maybe I got it wrong again, but
No, I mean, I think the easiest way to answer the question would be to open up any good book and say, okay, this is an example of an economic philosophy or position, or basically common sense values on running a business. And unfortunately, because of fiat currency, we now have this unnatural environment where we can print up to fulfill our needs. It creates energy, meaning that the population will move for these dollars. The world will move for these dollars. And, you could look at Islamic banking practices and how that is an inversion of our current system. And so you could say that that's the more natural version. But I think everything is always a blend for optimal outcomes. I'm just saying that any good book based on spirituality and God will give you examples of how to run your economy, or frugality, moderation, all those things.
yeah, that's good. That's a good question. I would have to do more research on this, but I could give you a guess.
I could ChatGPT it. I mean,
Islam is not inherently extreme. Does not promote extreme capitalism. Definitely not. And I would say also that Islam does not do the other extreme. So it would be somewhere like in the middle. Maybe, some socialist approach. I guess. I'm not sure. I don't.
Well, I've been reading Rumi for a couple of years, and I was reading Rumi the other day, and it is so powerful and so true that it's mind blowing. And I feel bad for atheists that they aren't in on the game and the fun. They're such sourpusses, and the fact that they are too lazy to open a book and be impressed with the way that people are using words to, suggest massive concepts. I just think
I think Rumi is the greatest writer
A lot of atheists read like spiritual content. Like I think Daniel Nero does, Zero does.
Well, I'm just saying Allah definitely is all. Meaning that everything is God and all reality is God, including you, the listener, the speaker, the cell phone, the transmission. It's all God. And I think with that understanding,
You'd be right, but that's not Islam, right?
you could, it's in the word Allah, bro. It's all.
It is an esoteric spiritualism.
Islam doesn't say we're all God.
Not we are all God, all is God. That everything, the material world and the absence or the void in between all
I
objects,
understand what you're saying.
that's
I
the
don't have a
one.
problem with what you're saying. It's just not Islam.
Are you sure? Look, talk to Amin. Ask this Muslim.
Well, you tell
Ask
me.
Narjes, this Muslim. Ask any Muslim.
Actually,
we don't
I would have to just let me like say this. I would have to agree with you there. So,
You're such an idiot. I mean,
let me just explain.
you know why? Because you are doing a downfall campaign.
It's not a downfall campaign.
Because if you read Rumi's work, you'll understand what John is saying. John's basically saying that it exists within Islam, perhaps not the dogmatic, conservative, traditional Islam. In fact, this concept would exist in all esoteric systems and mysticism for any religion. So, I mean, shut your mouth.
Nargis.
Yeah, but it has
So
nothing to do with
there is a limit. There's a limit.
Nobody is
Nobody can.
Allah has nothing to do with the English word all.
Nobody
But that's
can.
how he's understanding.
No, that was like a poetic way to say it, I guess. But Nargis, a Muslim, no matter what the rank, say or utter with his mouth, I am Allah or An al-Haq, like Al-Hallaq, for example. He will not say
That was
this.
a very true statement Allah said.
No.
You know, and he was killed. This is why you don't know the history of in Arabic.
Point of order, moderator. Point of order. You have to look at this from the perspective of your neighbor. And the fact is, you're going to have conflict with your neighbor. But if you have the understanding of Allah, you're going to say, all, and then psychologically and intelligently, there will be no conflict. This is a way to prevent conflict. It is the all concept. And people call me Concept Johnny because I'm always putting forth these big concepts. But this is what, to me, the books are saying in the messaging. If you don't get the big idea, that's a you problem. But it's still an all problem.
Hey, Johnny. Hey, Johnny, great.
He's a very good comedian.
He is. But anyways,
Come on, can you have this?
yeah, but like from a metaphysical perspective, God would be the all-encompassing, right? So reality is within God, but Allah, He is Akbar. He is transcendent, greater. So you cannot be a pharaoh on earth. You cannot walk the earth and say, I am God.
You said reality is in
The
God.
telephone is God.
You'll have to understand what I mean, right? So nothing is independent from God. Right? So God is all-encompassing, meaning He has control over all things.
And nothing is like God, right? God is other.
Laysa kamithlihi shay. Exactly.
I mean, this is like a failure to communicate or have language barrier differences. I'm talking about enlightenment or awakening to new concepts, not realities. It's just a word game, but you are such a nice guy. The truth and the big message is it's all personality development to be a nice person, because nice people are the winners in life. Angry people, their lives are miserable.
Actually, I agree with a lot of what you're saying. It's just when you start saying all stuff.
It is.
Okay. That's where you lose me.
You know what? My friend on this app is a professor in linguistics in Toronto. And this is exactly how he would understand concepts through linguistics in any language. And I bet you anything, like he's thought about this before. Yeah.
No, I like it as like if you're trying to say like this is an innovative approach or a different type of view, but if you're trying to seriously suggest that that's what Islam is about,
It is.
that's why the word they have the word Allah. It's not. It's a coincidence, maybe.
I don't think so.
Yeah, but if I was
the Arabs came up with Allah, they said, well, we know that English someday is going to have this word all, and so
you don't probably know me, but I'm actually triracial and a tri-religionist. I'll try anything at least once, as long as it's legal, of course.
I'm a trisexual.
But I would just like 60 seconds of your time to read you some Rumi, because then we can all come to a consensus about what I'm saying.
Please do it, man. It is your time.
Okay, give me a number 1 through 100. I'll go to that page. You tell me your number. Or let's let Narjis pick. Go ahead, Narjis.
72.
Women first.
Okay, this is page 72.
Well, why can't we just all pick a number and then we read them all? Is it long?
Oh my God.
It's called Inshallah.
Oh.
It's short. It's a half a page. So take the deepest, because to me, when I read these sacred texts, it's a meditation. So take the deepest breath of the day. Hold it for 10 seconds. 10 not 11, 10 not 9. This is Inshallah by Rumi. Some people work and become wealthy. Others do the same and remain poor. Marriage fills one with energy. Another it drains. Don't trust ways, they change. A means flails about like a donkey's tail. Always add the gratitude clause, if God wills. Then proceed. You may be leading a donkey. No, a goat. No, who can tell? We sit in a dark pit and think we're home. We pass around delicacies, poisoned bait. You think this is preachy double talk? Those who do not breathe the God-willing phrase live in a collective blindness. Rubbing their eyes in the dark, they ask, who's there? Hello?
So can you give me a link to this text?
Alright.
Or if anyone has a link to the text, I'd be very interested in reading it.
It's got 100 poems on it by Rumi, right? I do.
This one is The Soul of Rumi, a new collection of ecstatic poems. Coleman Barks is the translator.
That's right.
Harper, San Francisco. The best of Rumi's beautiful and challenging imagery.
He also has like YouTube reads Coleman Barks. What gift should I get you today? Should I get you the seed?
See, so this to me is really intelligent, but I would point out that all communication is hypnosis. And so this type of esoteric philosophy can be very intoxicating because it's such a finely polished mirror. But when you know that all communication is hypnosis or suggestion, to me, God deals with intelligence. And so this is the difference between your low IQ atheists on this app and individuals who read books. Books is like Jacob's ladder. The more books you read, the bigger your LLM. And all this AI stuff is essentially missing the point. And that's why I can say confidently that if you sell your data to an AI LLM company, it won't make a difference because the human brain does something that an AI can't do, meaning that our organic existence is connected to the earth. And if the truth of the earth is that all communication is hypnosis, the word earth or ear, the first three letters ear, our ears are much more important than our eyes. What you listen to is basically the same thing as what you read, but it's a program you're running through your brain. And when you get more comprehensions and more concepts, the chiller the dude you're going to be. And then you're going to look like Narges and I, and you're going to be a happy, ugly royal king, because this whole thing is when you study this type of wisdom, it makes you into royalty like Narges and I. And a means picture, like this is the gentlemanly way of living life, not violently or crudely, but with intelligence and sophistication. Your tastes, your categories, like you live a better lifestyle and you live it with confidence and joy and humility, and you want to spread the good news. That's what the gospel is. It's the good news. So go spell new words for your joy and success. And you can save yourself and save the world with that magic teaching, in my opinion. It's not a fact. It's my opinion.
Kitover was removed from the ballot. 266 alleged the candidate committed violation. The board voted to forward the petitions to the Attorney General, the state's attorney.
Well, thank you for reading that, Daniel. As a matter of fact, I took more work today. I sent out 15 letters to 15 clerks in all the counties. I'm an official write-in candidate. There's been no charges, no indictment, no communication. It's just a little blurb on this fat, disgusting pig's website. And, I recorded liberal, Marxist, communist, socialist, populists today saying how they want to arrest Kristi Noem, Secretary Hegseth, Marco Rubio, Donald Trump. These people are complaining about what should be happening to them. So we live in an upside-down society, and I just want to quote Napoleon when he said, "A man who wants to save his nation breaks no law." And I didn't do any fraud. I paid people, circulators, to go out and get me signatures so I can run for Congress. I didn't break any laws. Maybe some of my circulators did, but I didn't.
Well, you haven't been indicted yet, so there's no allegations. So, Black, you said you recorded these people saying this stuff. Where were these people saying these things?
At a debate today, the running for Congress in the 9th District.
Oh, at a debate at this
Yeah, I got the link. I mean, everybody films it. There's lots of people there filming it. It's basically content for libs and TikTok.
Was it an online debate, or was it someplace you were physically?
It was on Zoom, but it was a local online debate. Everybody's watching it. I put a link in the chat if you want to see it. But what I wanted to show you was not related to the politics, but related to philosophy. Well, anyways, the only way I can explain enlightenment very easily is with the first Zen poem ever written, which says, "Stop thinking, end your problems," or "The more you think, the more you speak, the further from the truth you're going to get." We are all individually the truth. And we definitely somehow came out of this planet. And our words, in my opinion, indicate that we're probably already in the Garden of Eden, but it's our perspective or relative thinking that makes it otherwise.
It is spot on.
Yeah, we're probably.
I'm just saying, we're on the same page. The way you said it, it's spot on. Props.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have to read the Quran. I've read parts of it. I don't find it to be all that entertaining. Or mystical. But I do view it as a magical book because it has such. Huh?
How don't you see it that way?
Because true power is in the material world. And so you can use the Quran to manipulate people and become a teacher. Teachers are often. It's not. I'm not projecting here. I'm telling you, my opinion of political theory.
Yeah, I'm just saying, because I know what you're discussing, but I'm just saying, the dualism is within the book, because it forces you to have a faith on one perspective. But then, what I'm saying is this, right? If you entertain the whole context of what is this, a revelation coming, from God and warning us for certain things, and it's a call. It's a call to your higher self. It's a call to a real location. It's a call to a common destiny, which is the most perfect world. So, depending on the perspective.